Welcome to FRCA Podcast Corner. I'm Jack, your host, and welcome to the FRCA community. It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Hi guys, welcome to FRCA Podcast Corner. This is the Zoom of uncertainty. And why is it called that, Jack?
Well, because we're in uncertain times at the moment, guys, and because of lockdown coming back at the 5th of November, that is on a Thursday, we've decided, me and Dan, to get together over Zoom, over safe kind of areas, to kind of tell you guys what we'll be doing while lockdown's in effect.
Yeah, just that, Jack. So, what are we going to talk about into today's episode? Because we're doing it on YouTube and on Spotify and SoundCloud and all them kind of things, aren't we?
Yeah, so this is basically, this video and this audio file is going to be uploaded onto all of our kind of social medias and all our platforms that we've been uploading our content onto. So this will be on Spotify, like Dan mentioned, YouTube, things like that, just to let you guys know that we will be putting up content, but we will not be letting COVID stop us, basically.
So it might not be as perfect as it normally looks. We're going to still try and put the Q&A sessions, the Simply Inspired. We're working away how to do that, and all the other things in the podcast. There will be a new podcast coming out. And if you haven't checked out the 2 new podcasts that are out on YouTube, you can go and check it out. So it's the Halloween special. There's part 1 and part 2. We put a lot of effort and time, so go and check them out. Yeah,
definitely go and check them out, guys. Dan's editing in those kind of videos are amazing. Honestly, Dan, you have like the production kind of capabilities of like a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Thanks for that, Jack. Well, I mean, no your acting, I don't know who we could go towards your acting skills, but I think you had a bit of fun, didn't you, doing that?
I did, I had a bit of fun, yeah.
Yeah, so do you want to kick off and maybe talk about how we're going to be trying to do things on Zoom?
So how we're going to be trying to do things on Zoom, guys, is sort of like for the podcast, for instance, we won't be using a video, so it'll mainly be, we'll pick a time and a date where we all join a Zoom call, we kind of get ready and we open up the discussion for that podcast. We have a chat, we record it, we'll obviously send it over to Dan to do the editing, and it'll be out, but it'll be a bit different. There might be a little bit of crackling due to internet services in people's areas, stuff like that. But just please stick with us, guys, because it may be a little bit jiggly whiff and a bit different to what you're used to, but we'll try our best and try and get the best quality out there for you guys.
I think
what about the YouTube then, Dan?
YouTube. So yeah, the YouTube we're going to try and do to the best as we can. So we're going to be using Zoom, and we're going to be recording it like we're doing now, and it's going to be in this kind of manner. So we're going to be doing the Q&A like this, where we're going to have someone on, and we're going to ask them about the life and maybe a bit like how this month of lockdown's doing for them, and kind of just things like that, how the podcast has really encouraged them in this really uncertain time. And then the Simply Inspired, we're going to do it literally the same way, but what we're going to do is they're going to record their kind of maybe monologue or drum cover or whatever. It might not be the best quality we've put out before with my drum cover and Ethan's drum cover. That is coming out at the end of the week. And just things like that. We're just going to try and do the best that we can with the situation that we're going into on Thursday.
Excellent, exactly, Dan. Like, we can't really choose what's going to go on. So I guess in a weird sense, we're just kind of reacting to it quickly as possible and putting things into effect so that you guys still have things to watch during lockdown, because we started the podcast corner for that reason, was for people and young people to engage in some form of activity while in lockdown and kind of take the mind off things. So that's a great kind of way of speaking about it, Dan, really. We're still trying to keep that kind of positivity going. So yeah, brilliant.
So I think a good thing that I think we should quickly talk about is maybe about our feelings about how going back into lockdown on Thursday is, for us, like, are we feeling a bit anxious? We're feeling a bit, what are our feelings? I don't mind kicking off, Jack, or do you want to kick off?
You go ahead, Dan.
Yes, obviously we're going back into lockdown on Thursday, and a little bit like, yeah, that's good, like we've done it before, we know what's going to come now, we know like the things that are happening. It's not a full lockdown, so we can still go out and do bits and bobs of things. Obviously we can't go out and go clothes shopping, like I'm going to miss that, even so I didn't go anyways. But obviously takeaways is still open, and I think that's a big thing for me because I love my food, and I'm so glad that takeaways are staying open. But I just think like going into it is like we know what's going to happen now. We know what to expect. Obviously, I'm anxious, and this time colleges and schools are still open, so people can still like meet with their friends and have them friendship groups that I think you need in a time like this.
Yeah, that's brilliant, Dan. I kind of agree with you. Because of lockdown, the first ever lockdown we've ever been into, it was different. None of us had been in that kind of situation before. So first time lockdown was in, I was scared, I was nervous. I had no idea what was going to happen. I had no idea what happens during a lockdown and all that type of stuff. But now the second lockdown's coming into effect, season 2 of lockdown, I'm a little bit more prepared for what to do, how to keep myself sort of healthy and sort of mentally kind of healthy as well during lockdown, because you have to look after your body, not only just your mind. So I'm kind of preparing myself for, maybe not being able to go out as much, maybe preparing myself maybe for the daft kind of isolation kind of areas of kind of staying indoors and stuff like that. But it's what's got to happen, hasn't it, for safety of everyone else around us, and sort of get this kind of COVID-19 out of the window and sort of away from us at a point.
Yeah, perfect. That is just, I think, great, Jack. Like, I just think at this time we've got to be like patient. Like, I know some people are a bit like, oh, why the government doing this? But they're just trying to do, I think, the best thing that they can think, what's the best for everyone at this time. And I know it's so hard for Boris to like make these decisions, and sometimes it's maybe not the right decision we think, but maybe it is. Like, we don't know. We've just got to trust them and leave it into their hands. So yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about?
For the radio, because Freedom Road Creative Arts run a radio show, and also there's another radio show that comes after it called Jack Thompson and Friends, which I've just recently been awarded. Can't wait. Woo! But I have no idea what's going to be happening in the radio, guys. So we might just have to kind of have pre-recorded bits of the show that we've already done until we can get back into the studio. But for now, I have no idea about the radio, but we'll get back to you on the social medias about that. So keep in touch on like Facebook and kind of Instagram and stuff like that to keep in line of what we'll be doing with the radio.
Yeah, so on that note, please go and check our Instagrams and Facebooks out. So I'm going to have to try and get this right. So the radio one is, you can say that because I can never get it right.
It is FRCA FM. It's literally just searching your search bar FRCA FM and it pops up straight for you.
Yeah, cool. So I know the other one. So the other one is FRCA Podcast Corner. You can get that on Instagram and Facebook. Are we on Twitter yet, or are we not going on Twitter? Where are we at with that?
Well, with Twitter, I'm not a tweeter. I'm not a Twitter tweet. I don't use Twitter, so I don't think we're on Twitter.
Well, you've got Instagram and Facebook, and obviously
lockdown's coming around. I might start using Twitter.
Yeah, you've got a month to learn.
Yeah,
but you can go and follow. Please go and subscribe as well to the YouTube. And go and watch the videos. Obviously, in this time of the month for lockdown, you're going to have loads of time on your hands.
You have no excuse.
So you can go and watch them all. Like, there's so many good things. Like, you can see the quality as well from our first video to the latest 2 podcasts. Like, they've moved on so much. Because I just think that everyone in the podcast as well, like Ethan and Jordan, and who else have we got, Jack?
So we've got Ethan, we've got Jordan, we have Sam, we have Jamie. These are just the lads. We have Leon, we have you, we have me, we have Luke, we have Ian, we have the girl bunch. So that is Courtney 1, Courtney 2, Layla, Josie, and I think that's the whole. Nicole,
yeah.
Nicole Fuster.
There's a couple of all that are kind of like there, but
Jasmine Fuster,
not joined in like fully yet. Yeah. So I think that'll be good in the time of lockdown, is we can get a couple more
more people involved, yeah. On that, Dan, should we end this sort of Zoom of uncertainty video?
Yes, Jack, I think we should stop this Zoom of uncertainty video.
I know, right? I mean, I don't think I should stop, drop and roll to stop myself from getting COVID, shouldn't I?
Yep.
That's a new thing, innit?
I'll do it now.
Stop.
I'm going to let you in on a little
Drop.
secret.
Roll.
That's going to be, do you know, like on the podiums that they have? That's going to be the next, like, thing. So when you see someone coughing, you go, stop, drop, and roll.
Roll.
So, don't forget, before we leave, when you are going out your house, to make sure you're wearing your mask, just to protect you and protect others, and just to keep them that 2 metre distance, because obviously the spike's going up, so we need to protect us and we need to protect others. So I've been Dan.
And I've been Jack.
And you've been watching FRCA Podcast Corner.